Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hope you guys are well. Come on in, day 3. Let's take a seat. Come say hi. I'm going to do something really cool today where, excuse my voice, I'm going to go live on Instagram as well. So bear with me as we start to get this together. I hope you guys are awesome. Welcome along. Please let me know in the comments where you're coming from. Put replay in the comments if you aren't catching this live, because let's face it, I need to come back and say hi. So here I am. Let me get my technical stuff right. Here we go. Okay, excuse me. How are you all? What have we thought so far? Did anyone love the love languages? Let me know in the comments what your love language style is. I would really love to know. Okay, I really want to know, excuse me while I get all this organized, what your love language is. And did you actually have a chat with your partner or family about it? How are you feeling about it? Did you make any light bulbs? Have you made any inway? Okay, let me see. Now we're going to get set. So thank you for everyone for joining me. Welcome. Hello, Instagram. Welcome, everybody. It is Claire. Hi, everyone. My name is Claire. I am a Breaking Up with Being Busy expert and a life coach for women here in Melbourne, but I work a lot online. So this is brilliant. I come from a corporate background. Those that have been following along for a little while will know that I come from a corporate background. So I get to motivate people now who really, really want to be motivated rather than just getting to work. So it is amazing. Thank you all for being here. I really, really love presenting this information. If you're watching me on Instagram, pop on in and say hi. Really, really want to come in and show love to everybody because it's Thursday. It is the end of the first quarter of this year. Can you believe? 1 month down of autumn, and we'll see how we go. So welcome to day 3. Day 3 is really important because I feel, and let me know in the comments if this is you as well, we were taught and we were brought up to be grateful, which is an amazing thing. Be grateful for what you have. There are people less fortunate than you. You know, we grew up, for me, it was a lot around world vision when I was a kid growing up with the famine crisis. So a lot of that was drilled into me, you know, be really grateful, don't waste food. Be grateful for what you have. My parents work really hard. They work hard to provide for you. That is a really great standing, and there is nothing against that. But what it did is it stopped me believing that I could actually ask for more and mean it. It stopped me from that limiting belief that I can actually ask for more and it be okay. Sometimes we tend to lean into the arrogance of it. We tend to lean into, oh, but look at what she already has. How dare she ask for more? And that is something that is really untrue. Because once we stop asking for more, we kind of put a cap on where we are. So we're going to go through that today. What does abundance mean? Okay, and it's really about time abundance and wealth abundance. Now, wealth, I'm not going to specifically chat about money, but for someone who was working ridiculous hours in corporate life, missed a lot of time with my babies, and has felt a real disconnect as we've sort of come out of COVID. I really want to speak about time abundance and how we can get all of that back. Also asking for more and why we never should settle. I really want to focus on that today, and then going through what your legacy is. What is your ripple effect, as we have done? So what does abundance mean? A lot of people throw abundance out. We need to live an abundant life. You know, it's got to be luscious. It's got to be extravagant. It actually doesn't. For me, abundance, and whatever your version of your goddess or whatever the version of you is, it's what do you want your life to look like? If you could be abundant with your time, if you could be abundant with your wealth, and if you could be abundant with your energy and your presence, what would that mean? Now, abundant means is you actually get to choose who you spend your time with. I've said this multiple times before. Thank you for everyone jumping on multiple times before, is that I am the wealthiest person I know. I don't have a lot of money in the bank if you're thinking that wealth is monetary based. Is that I get to choose who I spend my time with, and I get to choose how I spend my time. And that was a quality that was taken away from me for such a long time. While we were raising babies, I was jetting around, living the corporate life that I thought I was the alpha and really enjoyed, but I actually missed out on the little things. And as we discussed yesterday in love languages, is that it's always about the little things for me. And those little things are stuff that I actually can't get back. I can't get back story times with my kids. I can't get back putting my kids to bed. I can't get that back. Okay, but what it means is I can make up for it now. And I've made choices along the way. Walking away from a highly lucrative career 3 years ago, 4 years ago, has meant that I can actually have this life and I get to enjoy it. So how are you going to be abundant with your time? Okay, think about what abundance means. What colors come into your head? What themes? What settings? How do you want to live in an ideal world, the future version of you? Abundance with your time means you get to and have to. I speak about this quite a lot. So how are you getting to spend your time? You need to increase your get tos and you need to reduce your have tos. You need to reduce the reliance and the heaviness that you feel, because there's resentment that's there as well. All right, abundant with your time. You don't have to do everything for everybody. People pleasing, okay? Being direct to people and say no when you actually mean it without fear of judgment. Fear of judgment is something that is really, really important. And over the coming months, I'm going to actually speak more about self-compassion and what that means for us as busy working mums. You know, we are under the pump. We do have a grateful life. We do have a world of opportunity. It doesn't mean that we need to step into our masculine energy all the time and do it all. Just because we can, it doesn't mean we should. So I'm going to speak about that over the next few months. So make sure you're here as well. So being abundant with your time, with your wealth, is how are you investing it? Are you investing your wealth to better you? Are you investing your wealth to ask for help? You know, are you investing your wealth in cutting out the crappy chores that you don't want to do? What are you outsourcing so that you can get more time? You don't have to do anything because our previous generations did that. Okay, I online shop because I just don't want to have to deal with that. But that means that I gain about an hour, 2 hours a week. Now that's an hour and 2 hours I never had. What can I do with that time? So really think strategically about, you know, if you're coming into a business and we're going to be the CEO of our life, what would you do to cut your cost and cut your wealth? So really, really think about that. Okay, how can you reduce wastage? How can you improve your development? Okay, asking for help is not a weakness. I've had to do that over the last month to get out of my head voice and more into my heart voice, and my whole outlook has changed. My whole language has changed perhaps as well. And then if you're abundant with your energy and your time, what would that mean? So again, how can you reduce wastage, improve your efficiencies? Okay, CEO mindset. Who can you welcome in? Who is your inner circle? Okay, you need to probably spend more time at the start of the week to have more, spend more time doing stuff at the start of the week to set your week up and have more time when it matters. Okay, don't leave things for the weekend if you can spend 10, 15 minutes doing it in the start of the week. Really look at the structure around your life, because you can't get moments back. Tomorrow is not promised. We can't get back to yesterday. We really need to live in the moment, and we struggle living in the present because we're so fearful and worried about the judgment of what we did yesterday. We're so anxious about what's happening in the future because we can't control it. We're missing the magic that's happening right here. Okay, so I want to visualize yourself as your chosen goddess, okay? And how is she spending her time? How is she spending her wealth and investing, right? How is she investing in herself? And how is she spending her energy? It is really, really important. Wasting your energy is so difficult. The I can't be bothered is only holding you back, I promise. I absolutely promise. I am reading, and I do on Facebook at the moment have a PDF going or a slideshow. If this is something on Instagram, if you guys want a copy of, please let me know in the comments and I'll flick a copy over to you. So asking for more, how do we actually do it? You know, have you ever asked for a pay rise? Have you ever asked for more duties, more responsibility, less hours perhaps? And have you asked to work from home pre-COVID? It's amazing that we were forced to work from home during COVID, because the year before COVID, I actually had to write a business case and present to the board to ask to work 1 day a week from home. And it was a long drawn out process. And it's just funny how we come then into COVID and you can't get anyone back to work. So really, what have you ever asked for? And did you do it with trepidation? Did you do it with, do I really believe in myself? Do I really believe in what I'm asking for? Or am I just doing it? So how do you feel, okay, when you ask for a pay rise? Something I was never taught to do, because I should be grateful I had a job, because a job meant I had money to pay my bills, pay my mortgage, and look after my family. But I probably lost a lot of money because I didn't have the balls to ask as well. So really, if you've got a great work ethic and you believe in you, if you've got the results that are going to back you up, ask the question. They're only going to say no. But if you're fearful and you have a fear of rejection and fear of abandonment, like I do, you are that no is like the worst word in the world. So I want you to think about, what are the stories that are holding you back? Okay, releasing that baggage that is not your own. I talk a lot about inherited legacies. Previous generations, I come from a European background, so post World War II. You know, a lot of people came here for a better life, and that's where my gratefulness has come from. But it's also hit the ceiling. So I can ask for more. You just got to do it in a graceful way. You've got to do it in a tactful way that is not going to disrupt, I suppose, your integrity as well. There's a way to ask for anything in the world. You just got to have the skill to do it, I suppose. Okay, and you've also got to learn the art of receiving. So if someone pays you a compliment and it makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to work on the stories around that, because you cannot ask for more if you're not willing to receive it. You can't expect stuff to come if you're uncomfortable with that. You need to really make sure about that. So getting to the bottom of your stories is going to be really uncomfortable. Getting to the bottom of the stories is what's going to hold you back, because you're going to sit there and go, wow, you know, why did I do this for such a long time? You're not broken. It's just tough at the moment, okay? And that's where you need to be. So what does your head say that makes you believe you are not worthy? If you're not asking for more, you're believing your head voice over your heart voice. Your head voice will always speak louder than your heart voice, because your head voice is always going to say, yeah, but look at what you have. Do you really want to? Can you be bothered? Are you worth it? Do you really want those extra hours? They're going to mean they're going to ask for more, and you don't have a lot more time. All of those thoughts are only keeping you safe. Your thoughts are going to lie to you 100% of the time. The only way to override that is take aligned action with what you actually want. So learning what you actually want, writing it down, believing it, and then working towards it slowly is what's going to make it come to you. Absolutely. What really excites you? If you don't think you are worthy for it, you're never going to chase it. Excuse me. You're never, ever going to chase it. 100%. You've got to do what gets you out of bed in the morning, what excites you, and make sure that you do it to place to your strengths. If something excites you, but perhaps you're not good at it yet, take smaller steps to get there. All right, there's a reason why those habits probably haven't hit the mark if you're not reaching them every day. They're going to go, well, maybe I'm not good enough. If you have a too high expectation, maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I'm not worthy. And in Activate Your Feminine CEO, we actually go through habits and effective habits, and actually dive deep into what is actually not performing. So are you actually performing the right habit for you, or are you doing what other people say? And that's really important as well. And then I want you to have a think of, when you ask for more, when you actually decide, I actually want to do this, how does your physical body react? How do your shoulders feel? If you don't feel you deserve it, you're not presenting everything in your heart space openly. All right. Are you cringing? Are you nervous? Are you stuttering your words? Are you speaking softly? You need to be strong. You need to be direct. How is your posture? If you're asking for more in something that you don't like, you are not going to believe that it is worth you. Find something and do something you love. Life is short, okay? But really listen to what your body is saying, because that's where your gut feels, your heart voice is saying. If your body is reacting in a negative way and you just aren't feeling it, then it's going to come across. I've sat in lots and lots of meetings and recruiting when I was working in corporate, of people that just were there because it was a job, at lots of different levels. And I can pick it straight away, because it's not just being nervous. It's that I'm only here because I have to be here. So if you're asking for more, don't just do it so that you are asking for more because you have to. Do it because you want to. It becomes a genuine language, and it becomes something that body language takes over. And as someone who sat in on recruitment interviews, I look at body language. I can teach you the job, but I can't teach you to get to work every day. If I can't see you're wanting to do that, then there is no way for me to employ you and welcome you into my team as well. So really, really pay attention to how your body is. Because if you are in love with what you are wanting, if you are asking for more because you truly believe it is worth you, you will stop at nothing to get there. Nothing at all. So I said there are simple strategies, and I do have 4 strategies today, okay, to ask for more like a goddess. So this is simply, I want to ask you this question. What does a goddess do before she goes into battle? Think about the kingdom that you're ruling, and you are wanting more either from your inner circle, your followers, your kingdom. What do you need to do when you stand up and you present to them and you're getting them battle ready? What do you need to do? Well, first of all, you need to believe. You need to believe that you're going to win that fight. You need to believe that this is meant for you. How badly do you want to level up in your life? Do you want to stay where you are and then whinge about it? Or do you want to actually have a crack and do it? That is what you need to do. And are you willing to do something you have never done before to get the results of what you haven't had before? All right. If you are not willing to put that in, if you are not willing to fail, mate, do you know how many masterclasses I've done when no one has rocked up? Do you know how many times I've sold a product and no one has bought it? I'm still here showing up every single day because it's something that I believe in. I'm just a normal mum. I've got 2 boys, and I just want to show women that it is possible to love ourselves a little bit more and ask for a little bit more. And your legacy of what you should be remembered should always be stronger than your struggle. People should not be remembering you for your struggle. They should be remembering you for the fight that you had despite your struggle. All right? Be that legacy, be that shining light, be that strength that you need. So really, do you believe? And knowing what you don't want is really important. Just don't do things because you want to do it, or because you need to do it, or you don't know why, or because someone else is wanting you to do it. You really need to know what you want and what you don't want. So what you want, you need to write it all out. And then with all of those things, I want you to, these are simple emotional questions, what you don't want to be and what you don't want to feel. If you don't want to feel anxious, tired, sluggish, if you want to feel motivated, passionate, impactful, you need to move away from the things that are not giving you that. Just because they're routine tasks, if you're doing a job you don't love, you're giving in like 50% when you should be giving 150%. All right. And people are going to notice. So also write down, know what you don't want to feel. You have the right every day to do something that is going to set your heart and soul on fire. Okay, you don't have to do things for the sake of doing them, and you don't have to do things because somebody else or your past legacies have taught you to do that. You can do it. It's just you've got to have that inner bravery and that inner strength to perhaps go, I'm not going to listen to the judgment anymore of what people want me to do. I'm going to go ahead and show people what I need, what I really want to do because I love. Okay, you've got to start listening to your head voice over your heart, or your heart voice over your head. Right, head is filled of thoughts and liars and fears. That your heart voice will sing a little softer, and you've just got to pick up the signs that are around you. Right, there are signs every day leading towards you in intuition. If you're struggling with learning what your intuition is speaking and hearing it, then stick around, because I've got a lot of content for April that's coming. And in Activate Your Feminine CEO, I help people get in touch with, we chat a lot around divine intuition and how do we start getting in touch with that. A lot around our femininity, because we've lost, not that we've lost, we're stepping into a lot of our masculine energy, a lot of control, a lot of routine, and we're losing a little bit more of our nurturing side. And I want to get that back in as well. So what are you listening to? If your head voice is speaking louder, you need to start finding people that sing your song. Okay, you need to find people that are going to listen a lot to you. And find people that you just click with. There are lots of free resources around. There's this page, this channel, there's lots. There's Brene Brown. There's lots of podcasts. You really need to get into tune with what you want and find someone. You know, if your mate is listening to someone and you give it a go and it's not you, don't stick around listening to that. Go find your own. And your fears and inherited stories, okay? What if I could? You know, doesn't speak loud is, but maybe you can't. People like that don't do that. We don't come from a family that does that. All right. You don't need to come to those pressures of what everyone else wants you to do. You can lead with your heart and show people what you are made of. Show people what you want your life to look like. Show people what you want your legacy to look like, because it is your life for living. Okay. And I've come from a fear of judgment, so I know exactly what that feels like when you're scared to disappoint people. So you just do what you think people want you to do, when in actual fact, you need to do something that makes you feel good on the inside. And they're like all goddesses, we all have an inner circle. Okay, you need to handcraft your 5 inner circles. Okay, they are targeted advice. 3 of my 5 in my inner circle are people that I pay. It's my health coach, it's my mental health coach, and it's my business coach. So they're people that I pay because I trust their judgment. They have that particular expertise area that I want. All right, don't just pick anyone. Don't take business advice if you're in business for yourself from someone who hasn't run a business before. Likewise, don't take parenting advice from someone who's not a parent. Okay, really, really listen. You don't have to listen to everybody. Everyone will have an opinion. You don't have to listen to it, and you can say no. And that's what asking for more is. It's not just about saying I want. It's like, I don't think that suits the version of me where I'm going, and that's okay. And applying a CEO mindset to find efficient and targeted responses. All right, like a CEO would come in and rule the kingdom, okay, and change things, find efficiencies, get more people in, reduce the dead wood, find profit, find more time. Where are you marketing? How are you being seen? Really come in and make sure that you are the CEO of your life. Find efficiencies, find more time to do what you love, because your ripple effect, as I'll speak in the next slide, will thank you for it. And then find out who's in your corner. Who is going to go into battle with you without second guessing? They're the people you need to have in your inner corner. They're also the people that are going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm tired of having people say that I'm amazing. You know what? I suck at a lot of things and I need people to tell me I need to improve. Accountability is the bravest thing that you can have. Being able to say to someone, I appreciate you, I love you, but you could do more. This is where I think your strength is. You could probably give another 10%. Okay, my health coach does that all the time, kicks my ass. And he'll pull me up on the days and the weeks where I'm like, checking out a little bit. He'll pull me up for it. Why? Because one, it's his job, and two, I'm paying him to do that because it's what I want. So really get your inner circle together. It's not about picking favorites. An inner circle is for people that have your back because they really want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you fall back into old patterns, old thoughts, perhaps old anxieties that are holding you back. They're really, really wanting you to break into and step into what they're already seeing that you perhaps don't believe in yourself. And that's where self-compassion comes in. That comes with freeing your judgment and having faith that doing what you love will pay off because you're simply willing to show up. And if you're willing to show up, your legacy will be one that is more than, I remember this woman, she tried, gave it a go, but it got too hard. And then, like everything, she quit. Your legacy should be, despite all of her heartache, despite all the shit she went through, despite all the no's, all the I can'ts, all the am I good enoughs, the dark nights, the crying, the heartache, she still showed up every single day and succeeded. Now, success looks something different for everybody. Success doesn't mean $1 million business every year, year on year with growth. You know, success could simply be, I'm proud of me because all I did today was put dinner on the table. Okay, that's a successful day. You know, one foot in front of the other. Yesterday was a better day than today. Today is a better day than tomorrow, or than yesterday. All right. So when you start to reframe, when you start to bring that presence back in, your ripple effect absorbs that energy. So like in this photo, you will see the drop, and we've spoken about this all week, is that you are the drop in the middle. Then you have your family, your friends, and your workplace. Now, if your positivity is that drop, how far that ripple goes is how far your positivity goes, how far your warmth. And once we start to step back into more of our feminine energy, our nurturing and our communication starts to grow. We are natural born leaders, okay? We are natural born nurturers. We need to make sure that we are harnessing that and spreading that as far as we can. If you believe that you are abundant, people will start joining you and jumping on the bandwagon too. You don't need to influence them and tell them all these things. Simply by you being that influential, impactful woman, you will find that they will have that little bit of belief because they don't want to miss out on what's coming, and they're going to follow you. You'll start to feel like sunshine on a cold winter's day. People want that. Like energy attracts like energy. Be the person, okay, that you needed in your darkest time. That is what your legacy should be. That is what your principle around your ripple effect should be. Be the sunshine that you needed on your darkest day. Everyone has had those dark day moments. Anyone who says every day is sunshine is blatantly lying, because there are days where it's really tough. And those of us that have businesses and families and seem to have it all have really tough days too. It's just that we know how to reframe that, or we give ourselves the time to not judge ourselves and heal so that we can come back tomorrow and present. So that is what your legacy should be. And how does your legacy benefit from believing you're abundant? Imagine being able to influence and impact future versions and future generations of your families, whether you are here or not, about saying that it's okay to ask for more rather than being grateful. So previous generations taught me that I am super grateful for what I have because there are people worse off. I want to influence my future generations by saying that is an amazing basis, but go after it. If you really believe it, go for it. Nothing can hold you back if you truly, truly believe. And once you have that belief, okay, it is super important to maintain that. Just because you go, okay, well, this is what I've done, I want to do more, it doesn't mean that it has to stay there. You know, we are always leveling up, we are always growing. And how do we want to look going forward with that? Okay, asking for more doesn't have to be that tainted or taboo subject. It's not arrogant. Okay, it doesn't speak really awfully. Okay, it doesn't have to be, oh, here she goes again, always asking for more. She just gets so spoiled. She's so lucky. You're not lucky. You're just not settling for the crap. Okay, you're going ahead and forging ahead because your heart voice is saying, yeah, but I think we can do more. There's got to be more than what there is. There has to be. And it's just that we're presented with either you sit and you settle and you sit in that, wow, I wonder what if state for the rest of your life, or you go, okay, let's give it a crack. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you're going to have fun along the way, and you're going to learn things about you along the way. You're going to discover parts of you didn't know you were. You're going to find how strong you actually are. Asking for more is about strength, about bravery, about not listening to what's going on behind you because you're so focused on what's going on ahead. Okay, and it comes down to a lot of elements. It just doesn't say, oh, I want this now. Okay, we're not Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka. I want it now. That is not us. There's that asking for more with style and grace, because the future version of us did that, and she's cheering us on. So thank you to everyone who's joined me on both Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me. I trust that you have enjoyed today's content. It is the end of our masterclass. I have got these videos up on YouTube, so I'll pop the link in over the next few days. If you wanted a copy of the PDF that I have been reading or presenting from, please let me know and I can add this in as well. So enjoy. If there is anything that I can help you with, if you are struggling with asking for help, if you are struggling in communicating, effective communication, people manager for 20 years, I know how to effectively communicate. I'd love to be able to help you. So stay tuned for my April content. It's on point, and we're going to smash out the next month. So have a great day, everybody. I trust that you have been well, and I'll speak to you guys really soon. So everyone on Facebook, bye. And to everyone on Instagram, thank you for joining me. I hope that this